Hello, and welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. My last review was the J.C. Newman Diamond Crown Maximus. This time I will be reviewing the J.C. Newman Diamond Crown Julius Caesar. Now, I've seen these for a long time, including a package, I think, that has these in them with Opus X or something, and it's like $100. Totally insane. The price of these seem to be between, I think my B&M's got them $12. I've seen them as low as $7 on CBID, so I would say between $7 and $12 for this cigar. That isn't too bad of a price. It did boast a 93 rating, and it's rolled by the Fuente family for J.C. Newman. In fact, I believe it is a conglomeration blend like the Maximus of, I think it's Stanwell Newman and Carlos Fuente. Sorry if I got the first name wrong of Mr. Newman. I know it stands something. It has an Ecuador Habana seed wrapper. In other words, it's a Habano. Habano just means Cuban seed, basically. Grown from Cuban seed. So it has a Dominican binder, and it has long filler from the Caribbean Basin in Central America. Central America is part of the Caribbean Basin, so it's kind of redundant to say that, but more than likely the long fillers are coming from Panama. I know grows. I don't know. Anyways, the Caribbean Basin goes all the way from Florida up along the coast of like Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, back down around along the coast of Mexico, down into Central America, back around, including the islands. I believe it includes Cuba, the Archipelagos, that area. So I don't know of many other tobaccos grown in that region other than Panama and Mexico. So it's probably more than likely San Andrean and Panama tobaccos. I could be totally wrong, though. It's kind of vaguely worded, but it's interesting nonetheless. So anyways, going to go ahead and do a scent test here. I had to chase Rita off, so she wouldn't be smoking her early morning pipe while I do this because that smell is just so strong, and I would never get any scents off this. Somewhat musky, slightly cheesy, and some earthy notes. Floral off the foot. Smells rather impressive. Now I'm going to look forward to smoking this. So, that said, I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. I already did my cut and did a dry hit. No real flavors in a dry puff, but I had a nice draw seeming. So, unlike the Maximus, I think that I'll get a very nice draw out of this. That first puff just reminded me of teriyaki, and there's no good reason for that. Maybe the salty flavors. Sorry about that. Something out here that's causing my nose to itch. Well, the salt kind of backed off just a bit on the second puff. Not so strong anymore, no teriyaki flavor. That was only on the very first puff, and it has to just essentially be the salt content, or the salty taste. Maybe it's from being around that Caribbean basin and all the salt in the air. Retrohale's a little stronger than I would have thought for this cigar, seeing that it was so mild on the Maximus. Not a lot of flavor, just kind of an acidic burn in the Retro. Very tasty flavors, but I don't know exactly what it is I'm picking up yet. Light leather flavor that's left lingering on the lips. And I'll tell you, this one starts out a little fuller than the Maximus started out. But the Maximus became real full body near the end, halfway point. And this is medium bodied right now. So, and it's listed as a medium bodied cigar. So it should maintain that strength probably throughout, if not getting a little lesser in strength. Nice smoke output. Kind of a chocolatey candy flavor. But I suppose I better get into the first half of this and let you know at that point what I'm picking up. So I'll see you at the halfway point. Just stay tuned. Welcome back to the halfway point of this J.C. Newman Diamond Crown Julius Caeser. Very nice cigar so far. I've been getting kind of citrusy hints, along with some honey and some cocoa. Very smooth flavors. Slight amount of spice that I'm beginning to get in the back of the throat. Nothing major. I am trying to hold my ash on this one, and I've had one chunk fall off. It's a kind of loose ash, so it doesn't seem to be one that you can just hang on to forever. Not a good stiff ash. There's some good leather notes and some creamy notes as well. I'm kind of finding this a very pleasant cigar. It definitely has a lot of decent flavors in it. So I'll get back to you in the final third of this and let you know how it's progressed. See you in a second. Hello and welcome to the final third of this J.C. Newman Diamond Crown Julius Caeser. Now, I gotta say, this has been a fantastic little smoke. In the final third here, I've gotten some espresso and some buttery notes. Not all at the same time either. There's been some notes of whiskey, some spicy pepper that kind of floats back and forth, some mini grass, a little bit of citrus, honey, and cocoa still in it. It's a very complex flavor bomb, basically. Lots and lots of flavor. I actually, as some of you may know, I smoked the J.C. Newman Diamond Crown Maximus yesterday. And before that, I'd only enjoyed the El Reloge from their Yabor factory, which was a very nice little cigar for $1.20 a stick. But between their higher-end offerings, I'd never had any of them. And the Maximus was a very decent quality cigar, but the Julius Caeser is just almost mind-blowing. And it kind of surprised me that, because I was almost halfway done when somebody commented on Cigar Cartel that he'd gotten the flavor of an ashtray from it. And all I could think of was my experience with the H. Upmann Banker. I got no flavor out of it. Turns out I got a really bad one, and since then I've really liked it. You can find my original H. Upmann review here, because I never removed it. My secondary one, it's A Tale of Two Cigars. However, just like the H. Upmann, it's not something I was going to go out and buy again at $9 a stick at my local B&Ms, and the Julius Caeser at my local B&M is like $12 a stick. So do you go and spend that type of money to end up having the same, result? To me, I didn't want to risk it with the banker, but one of my viewers, Johnny Stix, sent me one. By the way, thank you, Johnny Stix, for this. And so I got to re-review the H. Upmann Banker, and totally different cigar. So I basically said, try to find one cheap, and I know like C-Bits tends to have them between $5 and $7, depending on how much people want them at that given time. And so, anyways, just very tasty cigar. It is really picking up in flavor in this section. It just kind of went to a more full-bodied.
So, let me get this straight. I haven't heard whatever you said, but I assume from your facial reaction and facial expressions, Nubs here, by the way, Queen Nubs, that you're talking about the final third, and there's probably Ligero in it.
I wouldn't say Ligero, but it does have some spice, which could very well be Ligero. We like Ligero here. We love it, but
if I could have a cigar that's a pure Ligero bomb, I would.
You have the cane nub.
Yes, I know.
Nub cane or whatever. It's from Oliva. Anyways, great little cigar here. Really tasty, and highly recommend it. Is it worth the $12 if you're going to pay full price at a B&M? So let's say $12 to $15. It would be for a special event. If you really need a fancy cigar and you just want to get a fancy cigar and a bunch of cheaps, that's fine. But for a daily, no. If I could get this for between $5 and $7, like on Cigar Bits, I would probably definitely do that and pick up 4 or 5 of them at least for the course of the month. This is something I could see keeping in my humidor. It's out of my price range otherwise. So.
Nubs here, since he talked about that, I would say with me, if I was paying that type of money, I would use it as a special cigar, a special edition,
Well, tomorrow's Memorial Day. Good day to have a special cigar. So, and I don't have a special cigar. I might have an Isabella because I have some of those left, and that was a stellar cigar. So, anyways, with that said, please add and subscribe, leave questions, comments, feedback, and suggestions. If you've smoked this stick and you agree or disagree, please go ahead and feel free to leave a comment. Just keep it nice is all we ask, and enjoy every puff.